said, I think he and I are kind of on the same page. If anybody's going to really challenge PRX in the playoffs, it's going to be them.
Oh, 100%. I mean, even Will was talking about it in the weekly recap last week. It looks like PRX is finding that version 3, right? With something into the roster. Forsaken swapping roles around, and this Cypher pick. Oh my god. I don't think that this team is done evolving, but at the same time, T1. They had a strong showing against Gen G yesterday. It was a pretty close map on Lotus, but they managed to come back with smart mid-rounding, so I don't want to count them out either.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, T1, you know, it is what it is. Like, every matchup is very different. Even we saw in that long, you know, video we had in between the matches where, you know, Buzz was talking about, you know, oh, against the Asian teams, it's always different. And between the Korean teams as well, it's always different. So I feel like, you know, T1 might come in here with a fresh mindset against PRX. They're definitely going to need it as things are about to get turned up to 11. And immediately, T1 will strike first.
That's the thing, could happen at any second, but now instantly getting that information. T1 continues to push out. PRX setting up for that C-site hit.
Yeah, and they go really quickly. Something is already on the site, and he is hunting alongside of Rover there, the dog. His name is not Trailblazer.
Mindfreak watching in the back too. This might be one of his first few times playing Omen, off and on the Astra, but now trying to get that pick. He does get the first and the second. Oh my goodness.
Last player standing.
Just insane lockdown on the mound there from Mindfreak. And Zeta tries his best, but it will be PRX at the end of the day to take a quick round one.
Good attempts, good reads, but PRX is not a Korean team. You're going to have to adapt a lot quicker and find out different ways to approach the site because PRX, they don't let up, they don't slow down, they keep on going faster and faster. And at the same time, I mean, thinking about this, T1, when they played against Zeta on this map, they actually lost 13-10. That was their super weak match. They won in the overall game, but still, it shows that Lotus can be a bit rocky sometimes for T1. Now, PRX trying to control the site, trying to be a little bit careful, not overly W gaming.
Yeah, for now. They throw a couple things. They're like, oh, Saya players over there.
I say that, but oh!
Yeah, it's going to be the end of those two. PRX already on the A site. They say, okay, Saya player, typical Saya, he's going to pick up his Marshall here, holding down B, and so they just avoid him. They just go to A. And really quick, they go in the Cypher. Going to be very annoying. And Forsaken is just going to win with the Ghost against a Marshall.
Wow.
Saya's not able to hit those shots. Devi going to steal that one away. It is a flawless to PRX, 2-0.
Such control. Forgive me for getting overly excited, but
it's understandable.
It's PRX. And he does it all with just a Ghost. Now he can afford an operator if he so chooses. Forsaken, this guy, starting to shape up to be one of those players, those big names. You think of RB, or maybe even Pat, some of the most versatile players that we've had in all of Pacific. They keep playing different roles, and they're just still so darn good on it. He had that Killjoy the last time that these two teams played against each other on Pearl. That's his first debut, and he still did such a good job. Now back into it, something, jiggling for information. It's just now T1's full buy, and they're looking to go aggressive.
Meanwhile, on the side of PRX, take a look at what they have left. There's still a Stinger here on Something, who's actually not really even close to a Blade Storm or anything just yet, so gonna have to rely on that. Saya player starting off with that first blood, and he's hitting some heads today, but immediately Forsaken and Devi gonna trade a couple back. And now that Saya's out of the picture, might be a bit easier here for PRX. As will they rotate out of here, it looks sort of likely as Forsaken, who, by the way, was the second choice for MVP of the league play behind Mako. It was a pretty significant margin just because Mako is, you know, he is who he is. But Forsaken was number 2, and that was really cool to see. So
I think so.
There's a lot of reasons for it. I think, you know, his incredibly deep agent pool is definitely one of the reasons to mention. And Something is just disgusting. He got a bunch of votes too, by the way.
Left.
Something with a shorty is something that you never want to mess with, but Munchkin just recenters his aim, gets a couple more.
Yeah, very nicely handled by Munchkin there. We are going to have, looks like, 3 of the rifles going to be kept here by the side of T1. Or actually, I guess 2. And one of them was bought there by Carpe. Going to go for the half armor. Let's take a look at the replay here.
I mean, starting things off, it was a very good pick outside of C by T1, but at the same time, thinking back to yesterday's game against Gen G, Saya player was a little bit aggressive, re-peeking a lot and getting shut down, but Munchkin was always that pillar of the team, still sharp. And Saya,
yeah,
the aggression works.
Yeah, something picking up the operator. He is on attack, and it is something's operator, so we were watching him. But Saya players like, hold on, observers, right back to me, okay? Like, I'm going to be the one that's creating the action. Picks up a couple of kills. Something did get the snipe on the A site. It looks like PRX won to attack there now.
Looking to get the A site, but that's going to be Munchkin staying hidden. Again, this guy, the pillar of the team, he was hitting a lot of sheriff shots, still sharp no matter what happens, and now the Reckoning gets sent out. Saya finding the third, maybe a fourth.
Oh man, Saya's just popping off today.
Is it going to be an ace?
Already a 4K in round 4.
How about that?
Something picks up a better weapon, but it doesn't matter. Munchkin gonna get the drop on him. That's 2 rounds in a row now to the side of T1, who are in a really good spot.
Great start for T1. The Korean fans are hyped. And also just showing this statement that, yes, we might have gotten rolled the last time that we played against PRX, but today, it's going to be a different result because we have evolved as well. We might not have any crazy, flashy tricks or double duelist compositions that only PRX can play. We also have a lot more procedures now with Autumn coaching the team. PRX looking to go ham onto the A site. No one's here, though, except for Munchkin rotating over.
It's going to come over real quick. Shots through. We got the Seekers here as well. Going to be thrown out as something going to make its way onto the site with a Blade Storm looking to potentially sneak around away. He's going to updraft into a flash. Doesn't really see much anyway, even if he could.
Well, PRX on this half buy, at least they secure the spike plant, but now holding a post plant. It's going to be T1 with retakes, and something that they probably expected, just looking to overwhelm it. But something goes up and hits Saya player in the head.
Yeah, Saya looking for the pretty aggressive angle all the way up in the box.
What?
And something will not be stopped with the 3K. Unbelievable stuff on the back of the site there. And immediately, something's going to bring back control to PRX.
Oh my God!
Those have an operator. They will absolutely go in there and take that away. Mind Freak just going to take that down with a classic. It's a thrifty. They get the operator back for something. And I would say he earned it in that round.
Without a doubt. I mean, look at that replay again. First of all, yeah, perhaps it's Saya, you know, getting a little bit maybe greedy or just trying to find some kind of an interesting angle, but such a difficult shot to land it. This guy, monstrous with his aim, still landing the shot. And that's something that they were talking about in that, you know, prelude. The style of PRX, dynamic aimers.
Yeah, it's one way to put it. Something is certainly something else. And this is kind of shaping up to be something versus Saya player at this point in time, with Saya having another day out. He's definitely been the guy to talk about on the side of T1. Had a pretty good performance against Gen G, but not as good as in the past. And now he's really stepped up to that former form as they're trying to push in here. And oh, Saya's going to get the jump on something who was not looking that way.
Yeah, not much cover, but the rest of the team already on the A site trying to make that hit go through. Ban trying to slow them down with a lot of utility.
It's pretty good for him to swing and get the 1 kill for Ban, especially with the 2 of them. And now Carpe's holding on the back of the site. Hawkins out, but Jing is in his face. Not able to get that kill initially, but eventually just clean it up. 1v3 now.
I have the spike.
Let's retrieve the spike, but they could be anywhere, and he's very aware of this one spot up by the connector, up by stairs.
Spike planted.
Drop in heaven as well, and you have So watch your back, but Saya's up by her front.
Yeah, way too many angles to cover. Tries to peek the one, but face to face with an operator. Not much you can do, and T1 able to hold on to that pretty nicely. They had Carpe and Ban on the site who held it down excellently, and of course, something wasn't there because Saya got the drop on him over in the spawn.
And I think that's why, again, Lotus is just one of those really tricky three-site maps. Thinking about how you want to play it on the attack is such a rough thing, and PRX deliberately chose to start on the attacking side. Potentially sensing that this could be some form of a strategy. Pushing on to A, oftentimes teams will just collide against each other onto rubble. But this time, T1 holding it back because of Saya's operator.
Oh, he peeks it. If he had waited like a split second, he would have gotten it. Gets one anyway. Takes out Jing. Low health bars, and that is an incredible flick. He's going to take down Mindfreak through the wall. Saya looking for more. He is on the hunt. He picks up a third.
No way.
Has Bladestorm as well. This guy is just taking over the lobby. He will not be outdone by something, he says.
And that is impressive. Still holding on to his blades as well. Forsaken trying to sneak his way up, but
oh, hello.
He does manage to find first.
Last player standing.
But Forsaken immediately taken down afterwards, and now the last player of PRX is right in front of something. 4K with the operator all on the A site.
And that's just the round. Now timeout being called by Coach Alex. How do we regroup and recollect onto this? Because Saya player is a threat. I mean, look at how he punctures every single one of the PRX players as they try to approach forward. Just even a tiny sliver, and he gets that flick over onto them. Completely different form than what we saw with him yesterday against Gen G. Controlling the A site just with that big old weapon.
Yeah, and definitely a lot to talk about. I think that PRX, they could certainly up the tempo a little bit, especially you're going up against Saya player. He's got the operator. You don't know exactly where he's going to be, but after that first kill, I think either you're going in or you're changing sites. They kind of stick around. They leave a couple members. They get picked off one by one. Not the cleanest round for them. And you're up against Saya player who is not overheating. He's just on fire.
Today, yes.
So, yeah, you got to find a way to deal with that. And I think it's a good time to call a timeout and just kind of calm everybody down and say, okay, that happened. You know, Saya's kind of owning us for now. They wouldn't say that in the timeout, obviously, but that's the reality of the situation. So where do we go from here?
I mean, so much so, Saya's hands are hot, and at the same time, the entire team, that composition, there's so much that they can provide. Ban with the toxic screen, but now it's going to be Carpe assisting on with this information gathering outside of Mound. Forsaken tries to fend them off with a cyber cage, but PRX still, the question remains, how do they hit a site? Maybe they just have to play their own game like you mentioned, Valdez. Perhaps just picking up the pace into the A site could be the trick. As soon as this curtain falls. Looking for a head.
Yeah. Some poking, and Carpe's gonna take him out through the cage. And something is in onto the site. So PRX, they open it up. Devi's gonna get that kill.
Wow.
Keeps his omen alive. Mindfreak gonna be thanking him. Now, this is what we were just talking about. Get onto a site quick. It's one way to handle the operator. Zeta gonna make himself known. Devi not able to win that duel. The Bladestorm is available.
And T1 are everywhere. PRX has to watch all angles. Door being open now. Attention drawn away. And also Heaven, Carpe.
Oh, okay. Saya player good with the operator, not able to land those shots.
Silent drop.
With the quick one. Carpe so good in that spot. And Zeta trying to go 1v1 with something here. The dash into the wall as a trick, and it doesn't matter. Zeta's still able to get the 3K in the win.
Does he have time? I don't think so.
Oh, just barely. 0.45. Ooh. Close one, but Zeta's able to get it done.
And that is T1 securing a big lead. PRX, they managed to scrounge up a couple of buys, light shields, of course, but this is something that T1 can continue to bring forward through. Of course, and still Saya player on that operator as well. I mean, the Korean players, the teams, they have been talking about Zeta, and this guy is incredibly smart. Smart as to recognize that as soon as he doesn't see that inkling of a jet. All right, it's a fake dash. I know where he is.
Yeah. It's good stuff. That's some information as in comes something. He is angry, he is searching, but instead, it's Zeta spam through all the cages and smoke. As now, trying to bounce a cove. PRX are gonna be able to clear them up now and get some heals in, so decent chance for them now to take over the site as Munchkin's just gonna throw down the lockdown, trying to push them off of this one.
Well, a little bit of a Seekers just to buy a little bit of time, and also Mind Freak, global presence from the shadows over onto the A site. Ban trying to sneak on up. Forsaken gets his head instead.
Okay, pretty clean stuff. Munchkin alone. And they peek him at the same time, gonna get this plant as well. PRX back on the board. This is turning into a really fun back and forth between these two teams who seem to be pretty equally matched.
I mean, looking at this C-Mound fight, right? Zeta, first of all, just spraying through the smokes with that Phantom, something that he gets to do because there are no tracers on it. He finds so much, but Devi answers back as well. And then off of it, I think, he was trying to maybe put that cove down for a bit of cover, but it bounces off because Mound is that little slight tilt or angle, causing the game to kind of see it as a projectile and it bounces off. Still
Here's
now, Jing straight into the site. Saya player instantly gone, no longer having to worry about the operator.
Yeah. And again, I mean, this is how you're going to counter it. You just got to get in there. Just got to get in their face. There's the pit.
Fan spray? No.
Looks like no, as Forsaken's going for a big walk through the enemy spawn. Meanwhile, Jing is in their face, going to blow up Carpe. Sees Zeta, and will take him down as well.
Third frag. Now Munchkin, the one left. Ban abandoning his Viper's pit. Forsaken on that big lurk. It's the same game plan that they played against T1 weeks ago.
Ooh, very nice. Resetting. And Forsaken's gonna pick up that kill as well. Didn't even necessarily have to go out there, but wanted to take him down, wanted to take his gun away. And it ends up being worth it. He lines that one up, and yeah, I mean, you take the wind out of the sails. This is a fantastic entry from Jing, gets the kill while he's flashed. Into immediately that, and the spray down. Very nicely done by Jing.
You can see that this is the impact that Coach Alex has off of the timeout. 2 rounds instantly won. Just telling the boys that, this is the game style that T1 wants to go for. Let's just run with it. Let's roll them down. We stick to our game plan, and we're just going to go aggressive. Forsaken, do your thing. Go off of a lurk.
Yeah.
Now T1 has to be ever so cautious and aware of where this kid could be.
Yeah, this is what happens, I mean, on a bit of an eco now is T1, but they have to give up all of mounds. You see PRX taking a lot of space on the map. As Paranoid comes through, something again, just gonna dash in with the shorty. Saya player, I think he had a stinger, so not much to work with here. For T1 is still trying to buy on the last round. This one should be PRX's as Jing is on the hunt, on the chase.
Just waiting for it. Hello. A second.
So clean.
And it's the neural theft that Forsaken has held onto as well. Just coming up clean for the hunt in this round. We're going for the last one before the swap. Can PRX gain a lead as it goes through? Maybe a 7-5 could be good. And then we bring out Achilleos' favorite weapon, the Odin.
Yeah! Shout out to Achilleos. Huge Odin enjoyer, and he's going to love the fact that they picked this one up here. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a full buy from the side of T1, and something as well. He's got Bladestorm and an operator, so he can essentially just do whatever he wants.
And here's something that I bet's going to happen too, because I don't think he fully commits to the Odin. He has a secondary weapon that he'll just pick up. He's using it to kind of try to find a cheeky wallbang or two. Meanwhile, T1 trying to control the map as well, pushing out into Mound. Forsaken sees it all.
Ah, yes, hello. That's going to be the flash in as Carpe, the pop flash, gets some work done. Messiah player on the back here at the doorway. He's going to pick up 2, but Devi immediately with that headshot. It's enough.
It might be sharp, but how do you fare against 5 people who are just as sharp on the side of PRX? Something holding the angle in case someone pushes out. It's going to be Zeta.
And they don't have to push through this reckoning, but they will, as something's like, oh, hello.
You're going to play with Shorty? I got one too.
Ooh, tries to go for the blades, doesn't work out. Munchkin takes his head off as the dog comes
Bang!
in, and Forsaken will play off of that. So now it's only Ban, 40 seconds left. PRX looking for the 7-5 end to their attacking round.
Wants to set up a camera just to play it safe. Defi gonna go for a plant behind the wall. Cage up, camera down. Does he see Ban?
There's so many angles, but Ban is handling it. He's gonna throw out that snake bite, takes out the camera, knows exactly where he is, and Ban will take him down and tie things up here for T1.
Such control, such composure. Getting the first shot onto Devi as he peeks out, and also trying to get the transfer over to the next possible spot where Forsaken most likely would be. Forsaken tries to hide back a little bit, but then the snake bite just to flush him out into the next corner. Forsaken still getting a little bit antsy, peeks out. And such a shot from Saya too. I mean, 2 kills just outside of bound. Zeta tries to hold it back, manages to take something down. A couple more entry fraggers from PRX disabled, and it snags T1 the win.
Yeah, really good stuff. An excellent half to both teams, just providing us with really high entertainment of the Valorant match here.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I'm entertained. And we have more. Not just this map, not just the second half, but a full best of 3 potentially.
Still though, that's just going to be a 6-6, and both teams swapping sides. You're gonna have to think about how you want to approach it through.
You know what's interesting is that I feel like both of well, coming into this, I thought it was going to be like Brains versus Brawn. You know, you got like T1, Teamwork 1. They've got Zeta, like the genius of Valorant, right? Stuff like that. I'm going to hold that thought as Mindfreak has girlfriend buff that appears to be his girlfriend.
That's Boonki, yes. And also just a lot of support from fans around. I see another one. What is this?
Oh, God. Not again.
Oh, is this the military?
No, this is a marriage certificate. She actually printed out what appears to be a real one.
And is that
and she filled in a player's name.
And this is going to be Blisk from Singapore, a StarCraft player, but now very much so into Valorant. Visiting. I mean, yeah. Let's finish out our thought. It's going to be still Brains versus Brawn, maybe not so much because both sides are equally capable of going for those duels.
That's the thing. Like, I thought it was going to be Brains versus Brawn, but what it ended up being is just like a knife fight. Like Brawn versus Brawn, but more like just super fast. Like it's a couple of rogues going at it or something. Because T1 have absolutely matched the firepower, the aim duels that PRX have brought. And they've brought their own kind of taste in terms of, you know, the strategies they have brought in.
That's where it gets interesting too, because on the defensive side, PRX gets to exercise a little bit more brain power, brain capacity. Maybe they get to toy with T1 a little bit, because again, 3-site maps means that you can push out so much, you can find a lot of information depending on how T1 approaches it. Right now, it's just a default hold. We're expecting PRX to push into us, but they're not doing that.
Yeah. By the way, that marriage certificate was for Zeta from T1.
You found...
Just went ahead and searched through the names. You know, I don't know all of the players' Korean names, but I found it, just in case anyone was curious. So here they go, T1 quick into the A site. Paranoia comes out. See, the Mindfreak's buying a lot of time, but Forsaken still able to get that kill here.
Van sneaks in from behind them.
Oh boy, T1 taking over the site here as now Jing trying to swing, and Zeta immediately knows where he's going to be coming in from. It's all up to Devi, who's oftentimes left alone to try to clutch these positions.
Blinded.
Oh, using the bird to secure the drop, but the turret finds him anyway.
Oh, one? Nope, just one. he handled it really well where he like got the one right click, went behind the wall, but not meant to be. T1 gonna pick up that round win.
Yeah, peeking together that way. Again, teamwork won. The way that they go in for these. Having the turret for that extra presence as well. Devi not quite able to secure safe passage into the site. 7-6, potentially 8-6 as T1 completely buys up in full. We saw a little bit of impact from Forsaken with those tripwires and cyber cages, but still, as Ban sneaks it from behind, there's so much that PRX has left to cover. Backing up on the C site now. T1 Saya player looks to cut some necks clean off.
Yeah, ends up hitting a leg. Well, actually hit him through the walls, so either way, bit of a heal up from Devi.
Okay. We have Mindfreak jump peeking outside of stairs as well, so he confirms that there are a lot of players potentially heading towards the A site, and that's where the spike is probably going to be. The question is, does PRX rotate through the back, or, you know, we're going to go through attacker spawn? Well, we're going to go through attacker spawn.
Yeah, there they go.
Mindfreak has to buy so much time.
Spike planted.
Yeah, there's not really much he can do here. Full-on classic outside of Jing. Gonna be holding on to a frenzy. But there's a lot of smoke. Harbor wall comes up as well, and Bam actually will get isolated here. Something as well with the kill onto Munchkin as they take over Rubble. Zeta not able to win that one, and all of a sudden it's 4v2 as they're not quite able to land that one. The frenzy running out of bullets as it may not be enough, and that's going to be a thrifty win to PRX.
Can't believe it. With the pistols, just overwhelming them. The terrain coming through all the way from attacker spawn. We spotted it a mile away. T1 had zero idea. And it's just enough time to stick the defuse as well. This is PRX. We've seen a bit of these today, especially from Team Secret, but now you can see how much this impacts the momentum of the rounds. Buying up an Odin, I think, just so we went into the replays. This is a T1 with a completely shattered economy now as we move to round 15.
Yeah. And in fact, Forsaken has gone for Achilles' favorite weapon. Shout out to him. And yeah, it looks like Saya player's gonna have the Bulldog. Outside of that, we got a bunch of Sheriffs.
Okay. Yeah, could work, but also Forsaken with this. It makes much more sense on the defensive side, just suppressing fire. As soon as the trips go off, could cut them in half. The rest of T1, though, approaching C, it's completely open.
Saya, though, trying to make a play. We'll trade 1 for 1.
Here.
We are about to spray and pray here on the side of Forsaken.
How do you get information, though? Do you have a camera set up?
They're going to try to push into Waterfall here, it looks like.
All right.
Pop Flash comes out and did not expect 3 people, T1.
No way.
A very nice set play, but Forsaken is here. He's got the Odin, picks up 2, but at least Munchkin able to trade it back.
Picks up the weapons as well. They continue to push forward. Spike not yet planted.
Didn't expect him there, and all of a sudden now T1 are striking back. This is such a crazy back and forth match.
High speed, high energy, and that's what you can expect from these two. PRX, of course, now something. He's only got a Vandal.
He's gonna go in and knife him. No, he's just gonna get shot in the face. Munchkin ready and waiting with open arms. T1 retake the lead.
And it's just so smart. Again, the mid-rounding from T1. Paperthin must be happy about this. Just a call to actually continue pushing through defender spawn. They actually found Mindfreak.
Yeah.
Had Mindfreak gotten a couple of kills or something less, you know, could have been a different result. But that said, T1 just smart on the calls to rotate back and forth, and that is why they pick this map.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt we're going to have round 15 highlighted. I don't call the shots. I'm not on the desk today.
The judge from something.
Yeah. Well, It's a better version of a shorty. We've seen what he can do with that. Forsaken still just chilling out.
He's trying to play it safe and disciplined. T1 trying to eke out the camera as well.
Did they actually see that hanging from the archway? Or did they just know that it would be there?
Could be both, but whatever it is, they got that thing off. And now, minute left on the clock. They have to start making a move. PRX are still on that half buy. Mind Freak, maybe in a tricky spot now. Shoots the paranoia over, but nobody's there.
Yeah. Reckoning in as T1 are looking to take this over. Harbor Wall comes in, but Mind Freak, cheeky little stinger kill to start us off. Gonna give them a pretty decent chance here, even with the
Showstopper.
lower firepower.
Showstopper.
30 seconds left.
And here it comes. Jing is in, and well, he's gonna get two, and that is the entire site cleaned up. Forsaken, and Jing picks up another one, and it is flawless.
As soon as the spike got tapped, he went in for it. Just dove straight onto the site. And yeah, the flawless win that comes through off of another sort of thrifty. T1 takes one back, PRX goes back in for it.
The team that has the rifles actually is just losing.
30 seconds
Look at this.
That's what happens today, Valdez. Oh my goodness. As soon as he lands as well, touches the ground, gets another headshot, and that is Jing.
Yeah, that was just a Jing moment. The guy's an insane raise. Messiah player wants us to, well, I was gonna say he wants us to stop talking about Jing, but then he died to Jing. Ban was able to at least trade it back.
And trading it back means that there might be weapons that T1 can recover now. Could this be another thrifty win?
Probably.
Devi is on the A site and something, just trying to pivot around back and forth. Forsaken trying to control C. But surely now someone has to make the guess and call. T1, there are guns on the ground. This is probably where they'll be, right? Devi has one hawk that he can send out to retrieve this information.
You should run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it safe instead.
Well,
save it for the retake.
Yeah, lockdown and Devi the timing. Knows exactly when Munchkin's gonna be looking to start moving in. And now, I mean, PRX are just hanging out up there on top as Carpe at least able to trade one, but now 2v2.
30 seconds
Seekers used on the defense here from Devi. Plan coming in and he's reloading. That's not when you want to be reloading. Devi gonna pick up a 4K as well, and PRX now in control of this map.
The first team to break out of that thrifty curse, 9-8. Devi. I mean, that was incredibly smart, just to swing out around stairs. As soon as the lockdown was placed, I think he instantly recognized this is T1's game plan. This is when I'm going to peak. If I can find one person, that's going to slow them down that much. And the rest of the team, of course, playing in along with him, just surrounding the site, adding onto that pressure for T1. Off the loss of the lead, the timeout being called from Coach Autumn.
Definitely a good time. You know, there was a bunch of back and forth, definitely a bit of a frenzy between the two, not the gun, but, you know, both teams are kind of going crazy, fighting back and forth, a lot of high action, so he wants to kind of slow it down, bring it back into T1's strength, which is, you know, slower gameplay, strategies, you know, set plays, stuff like that, rather than, you know, we got lurked and peaked by Devi, and he just, you know, we couldn't have predicted that. How are we going to know?
It's really tough to tell, and that's why you have to kind of admire how Autumn is handling this as well. You can see in the timeouts, the way he's talking to the team, just kind of assessing the situation, listening to his boys, because they are the ones with the boots on the ground. They know how it feels best. You could talk about strategies all day, but sometimes you got to listen to your gut feeling. And Alex also, interestingly enough, kind of with a little finger gesture, just pointing out that there might be two things to look out for, maybe. T1 trying to approach into the C site. We've got two players up by C trying to contend for this.
Yeah. Spam coming through. Walls on walls. This is Viper Harbor Sky. It's what you get, Devi. trying to hold on to this. Knows that Saya is in already. The spray not good. Munchkin gonna pick up that first kill.
Out of charges. Placing swarm grenade.
So they have the site now. Question is, how do we retake it? Waterfall's being watched as well. Something might happen. Operator saw a little something maybe, but not quite getting the shot. There's so much that's being covered, but we do have the Odin.
Does a little bit, I guess. Divine.
Oh, saw it.
Oh, the spray down. Okay, Munchkin's gonna go down here. Carpe in the pit, just trying to hold on to it for the team, but Forsaken's moving in, and no, the shorty not able to work. Mind Freak able to peek over the top and get a couple, but now it's Devi in alone with the, okay, that's never gonna work. T1's just gonna lock it down with the Viper's pit, and the operator from Devi at the end. Not the weapon of choice.
Ridiculously insane, Valdez. I mean, the way that something plays again, just trying to dive it in. I think it's something that T1 are starting to anticipate. You can see that instantly Carpe shot upwards, just trying to find him. It's incredibly impressive that PRX knows how to play off of each other, finding a lot of these trades as well, but when it comes down to a 2-on-1, T1 was able to close it out 9-9. Now we tie things up and they buy back into the game. Something with the judge again. Wait, oh.
Uh-oh, Munchkin.
Hi.
Yeah.
We've seen this similar setup from DFM before, except this time PRX executes it better. 2 players gone from T1. A lot more map control and information gained from the spy cam.
Cypher, pretty cool to see it come out on this map. I think that Forsaken's doing a great job of just showing what kind of utility it brings. And just how powerful it can be. The Odin play, no. But everything else was great. Here comes Ban, face to face with Mr. Bird.
Oh my god.
Something, you're insane. But it actually works out for them.
You know, it's a judge, 1600. We could throw it away. It's okay. Much more worthwhile to get a kill and weaken T1's forces. Now, 30 seconds remaining, and it looks like they're actually opting to save because they know they can't quite get a sight.
Yeah. It's rough. I mean, 2v4, you've got Vandals, but yeah, there's no real reason to push it in, especially when it's this close. You go down 10-9 and you lose your weapons, your economy's not in a great spot. Definitely a good spot to save here for T1.
But I also think this harkens back to your point earlier on, Valdez, because first of all, yes, the Odin, maybe not so great. It's good for holding, but not so much for retakes, as you sacrifice mobility for firepower, right? And it's a little bit tough to push in and take a lot of space that way. Meanwhile, talking about Brain versus Brawn, it's a little bit of both. Onto the second half with PRX on the defensive side, they are now starting to maybe get a little bit aggressive with something pushing out with judges and also the rest of the team just trying to control other parts of the map. Something is a scout. And with that, they are able to figure out where T1 are playing and get a couple of picks bit by bit.
Yeah. And now both coaches getting into it. They're both talking a lot. And there's a lot to talk about. I mean, this is still anyone's map. Even T1 can take it here down around. That doesn't really, you know, obviously PRX in a good spot, but T1 have been matching them just every single round, bit by bit. It's been very close. Very few rounds that are like, you know, flawless. We had some of those early on, but then, you know, the enemy team, the other team would get a flawless, and then it would be anyone from there.
Not many big leads, am I right, Valdez? Maybe a couple for T1, and then PRX takes one back, and so on and so forth. But what it comes down to still is these final few rounds. You have to think about it. Whoever takes this home, if PRX wins, T1 go into the second map with a slight disadvantage. PRX picked Fracture. And whoever wins this, again, that's that Masters Tokyo spot. Yeah. Both teams eagerly looking to secure and lock it in.
Get out of my
so much
way.
on the line. Well, put yourself in a good spot for VCT Pacific and for making it straight in. Here comes T1. The call is, let's push. We've got some ultimates. Saya player can maybe open some stuff up. Look at something. He's just waiting. begging them to open the door.
Come on. You know you want to. Forsaken as well on the other side of the door.
Yep, just waiting it out. T1 have made their presence pretty clear at this site. So, see a big rotation from PRX over here. You see they slowly shift back as they don't have 100% certainty, but T1 are still grouped up outside of
so
T1
bad.
of A.
And Divine gets more information outside of C as well. He calls it clear. And this is what I like. I mean, PRX not overly aggressing, but T1 also just holding it down slowly. The onus is on them to push, though.
Here comes Saya Player, opens it up with the first kill. And now he's
Oh!
in through the back of B, actually. They're
Forsaken.
all going to go. They've got the
30
harbor wall up. As Forsaken is holding it down, though, and
No,
Defy holds down C.
7 rounds.
It's a couple of key players. Yeah, he's just going to go for the reload. Divide gets one, and Forsaken is still alive. They have to push him, but he takes one with them. And low on health is Carpe. And something will take him down. PRX, they shut down the set play after the timeout. And now they are so close to winning map 1.
2 more rounds. That would be map 1, Valdez. T1, their economy starting to shake up a little bit, and that's them going all in this next round. If they lose it, it's going to be match point for PRX. They might as well try. But still, you have to look at how they're going for these mid-round adaptations. It's incredibly smart. It's just that Forsaken heard those footsteps and reacted just as fast.
Yeah.
Now
Some
we're
of
back
those-
to it.
Yeah. Some of those defensive first kills that they got, Forsaken and Devi as well. Ban trying to lurk over in C, gets totally shut down. Those are the key things that really kind of set your defense on a very focused spot of the map rather than, you know, on a spread out place, which makes it much easier to hold on to a site. They don't even allow T1 to get a plant.
Definitely not. Still, though, I'm just looking at this Odin operator play. Something is going to have to be so quick if they just peek into him. Does he tailwind out in time?
Well, the dog wasn't long for the world. He's just going to dash out. He's not going to take a huge risk here.
Forsaken.
Probably on A. Ban going to lose that one against Mind Freak, who's holding it down, but something trying to make it out with the
Munchkin.
operator. It's not able to, and T1 will take over C site.
Munchkin lurk.
Saya. Boombot knows where Ting is. Zeta able to take down Forsaken now. T1 have a pretty good grip on this site.
Mind freak. He's slowly making his way out of rounds, but Munchkin finds him first.
One enemy remaining.
Devi also taken out, trying to make plays at Waterfall. Now it's all up to Jing 1v3. Not looking good for him. So he might just hold on to his gun as well.
Might as well. I mean, of course, PRX still can afford to buy back up, but let's not give them any more ultimate points. And it's smart plays, smart positioning from the T1 players. Looking at how they leave a couple of players side by side, back to back, and just in a way, 3 is all it takes to overwhelm something, right? And that's, again, the thing that worries me about an operator. It's a bolt action. You get 1 shot, 1 kill, maybe 2 if you get the skewer, but not in this instance. Something was completely shut down on the site itself. And it doesn't stop there. Looking at the replays, T1 continue to push further into defender spawn. Further information, cutting off of rotations, and also Munchkin just watching the back.
And now it's going to be PRX calling their second timeout. So now Alex is getting a little bit more flustered as the rounds get closer and closer to the end. And he's going to try to calm down the boys and tell them exactly what needs to be heard here. 2 things. He keeps holding up those 2 fingers. I don't know what it means.
I'm curious. I really am.
He's like 1 Odin and 1 operator, 2 guns. It's probably not what he's talking about.
Well, whatever it is, maybe we'll see that impact, because statistically it has been good. Similarly for Autumn as well. The PRX are in the lead and they're looking to secure it. PRX
Dinosaur.
fans from everywhere.
I like the parentheses, otherwise I wouldn't have known. That kind of looks like my level of drawing as well.
Crocodile? Alligator?
Well, it was a dinosaur quack.
Okay.
He put it in parentheses. He let us know.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
But we are back to it. It's going to be something still with the operator, but this time he's got knives to bail him out. How does T1 approach this back? Looks like it's going to be a fast hit on towards A. Something watching the angles.
Yeah. He's just going to run away. Just going to let that cascade come up and just back off, take a more passive angle.
Nobody's pushing out just yet. Could very well be just T1. Yep. Getting a little bit of space, leaving Ben on a bit of a lurk. Baiting out utility from PRX at the same time. So it's multitudes that gives T1 slight advantages as they try to pry open sights, but now Mind Freak.
That keeps happening. Mind Freak just keeps winning that 1v1 with Ban. And now Forsaken gets that initial kill over at the C site. He's got a tripwire. They got to jump over it. But at the same time, the cages are up, and they have no idea. No, that's Jet, not Cypher. But it's okay. Zeta gonna take that kill down. T1 2v4 here on the C site. Gonna be pretty difficult for them to actually get this spike down.
Instantly breaking the cove too. Carpe trying to reposition.
30 seconds left.
Carpe, a couple of headshots would be enough, but you see that PRX just holding every single angle.
That's that 3.0. They're not W gaming. They're actually just controlling the site.
Yeah, it's crazy. Not a lot of time trying to push through the smoke here. Shorty gaming, but Zeta able to get that kill. Second Shorty is too much. PRX now on map points. 12 to 10.
Party's over.
There's no more timeouts. Just got to play it out from here.
An incredibly close match. And as we continue to play it out, it could go into overtime if T1 kicks it up. But still, you know, just as I was talking about it, right? Not really overly W gaming. They were actually controlling the site. They took Carpe off. When it's down to the last player, let's just go ham. Shorty's out. And also Bucky's out for T1 as their economy is now broken.
And something's getting more and more aggressive with the operator. He's out by rubble already. This push is coming in from T1 towards B right now. All 5 members hanging around this orb. But yeah, they know they're there. So either way, attacker killjoy lockdown will come in.
PRX trying to hold them off as well. Got a couple of seconds, so might as well stay in and spray through.
Oh man, they got that kill on their entry. And even though there was a detain, it doesn't look like T1 were able to push in and really punish that. Reckoning comes in. They try to push it, but Divide just sprays him down. This is a Bucky here from Ban. Able to upgrade, though. Gets a Vandal, rather, as Saya player.
3 HP.
It's got to be up to him. It's 1v2, but it's not going to happen. PRX will take the first map of Lotus, 13 to 10.
And off the timeout again, Coach Alex leads in PRX. 2 rounds in a row. We close it off with a 13 score to 10. T1, they tried. They made it really close, a lot closer than...